What's going on, everyone? This is Lady Luck here again. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys, we have some updates to give on the international headliner, Candace Owens. Girl, you are the gift that keeps on giving. So, there's been a request for an extension regarding her response to the lawsuit complaint filed by the Macrons, Emmanuel and Brigitte Macron, the president and first lady of France. Can we not forget that she has an entire president of another country suing her for defamation? So before we get into that, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button. Please subscribe and consider becoming a member of the Lady Luck Club. We are growing. Thank God for it. And I am just elated and excited to be able to provide great content for you guys. And it's Saturday. It's a great day to be able to catch up on a lot of videos that I have been meaning to put out during the week because still got a regular job to do. But I do it with pride, and I appreciate all of you all for tuning in. So I want to get to it. Candace Owens requested an extension instead of her filing a response because she's already said that she is not going to file a motion for dismissal. Okay. So she has filed a request for an extension to respond to the lawsuit. So let's go to courtconnect.courts.delaware.gov here, as you all can see. And let me make sure that the screen is big and I'm small. As you guys can see here, the case ID number is N as in Nancy 25 C as in car -07-194. That's the case number in case you guys want to look it up. Emmanuel Macron v. Candace Owens et al. Filed on July 23rd of 25 for defamation. And this is in the Superior Court of the state of Delaware. And so, oh man, Emmanuel Macron, a whole president, and the first lady, their attorney being Michael Farnan, and then of course the defendant. You guys can see here, these hyperlinks do not go to anything. I've looked up this information regarding the Prince of Pancrust Pizza, Umar Johnson. So they don't go to anything, but they are suing not only Candace Owens in her individual capacity, but Candace Owens LLC, Georgetown Inc., and the judge is Judge Calvin Scott Jr. Of course, the Kent County and Newcastle County sheriffs were the ones responsible for ensuring that she was served. Sheldon Rennie is another judge in the Superior Court of Delaware, Newcastle County Courthouse. You guys can see that information here. And then, of course, the attorneys for the defendant, Catherine Mowry, Chad Chandler, and Blake Robersher. I don't want to butcher that name, but you guys can see the information there. And of course, the docket entries. So here we have the date of each docket entry done to the case, the initial filing, the complaint done on July 23rd. A writ was issued on July 25th. 2 writs issued for Newcastle County Sheriff, parcels picked up and took to Newcastle service to Sheriff of Newcastle County, and 1 writ issued for 3104 on 723. And then, of course, it has to be the service, of course, the fee has to be paid. So that check was done. Writ returned. Not sure why. Okay, so this is what she was talking about regarding it going to a P.O. box with t-shirts or an address where they have, like, I guess the merchandise or something. It was returned. You guys see here, return, and it was docketed on July 26th. Registered agent served July 23rd. This is 10:51 a.m. Georgetown Inc. at 1013 Center Road, Suite 403S, Wilmington, Delaware, 19805. And then another writ returned. Um, this is for Candace Owens LLC at 1013 Center Road, Suite 403S as well. So this is the address that she mentioned where I think she was on who was she was in it, was it Pierce? I don't think, maybe not. But she was on another podcast, and she mentioned that the initial service went to an address where they have like merchandise returned, and it's, you know, how is that possible? So you're gonna have to change the address where you accept like legal documents, because yeah, you realize you get to this point, you can be sued. you know, this isn't her first lawsuit either. So, and then of course, a letter dated docketed July 29, letter to counsel on July 25, advising that this matter has been reassigned to the Honorable Sheldon K. Renning. Okay, so the initial judge was Judge, let's see here. The initial judge was Judge Scott Jr., and then it was reassigned to Sheldon Renning, Judge Renning. Okay. And then there's an affidavit of service that was docketed on August 1st for Candace Owens, served on July 23rd. And then you see here from her attorney, Catherine Mowry, on August 12th, a stipulation date docketed August 14th, and proposed order extending time to respond to complaint through and including September 11, 2025. So on 9/11 is when her response will be due to the court. And then, of course, the order was granted August 13th and docketed on August 15th. So the day that the judge hears the matter regarding a motion or petition filed might not be the same day that the judge signs an order or gives a response, and that it is filed with the clerk of court. So it might take a couple days for those things to end up being docketed and put in the system. So that's why you see, the date discrepancies here. That's just how court works, right? So in order for an order to be effectuated, it must be signed by the judge and filed with the clerk of court. Both things must occur. So the order for the extension being docketed on August 15th, signed by Judge Rennie. It was so ordered, stipulation and proposed order extending time to respond to complaint through and including September 11th was signed by Judge Rennie. So my question would be, Candace, why is it taking you so long to file a response? But you're talking about doing a season 2 of Becoming Brigitte. Like, the week you're taking off, I truly hope it includes your attorney, you and your attorneys, all three of them, getting together, sitting down, and filing a response. Because you're not going to dismiss, you don't want it dismissed. So that means you being the defendant, it would be your attorney that will file a motion to dismiss the petition. You said you're not doing that. It was Tucker Carlson. She was on Tucker Carlson. You've already said on Tucker Carlson, I'm not going to dismiss this. Okay. So what is taking so long to file the response? So for those who are wondering, what's going on, individuals like myself and many other, attorneys or legal scholars or people who are just interested in the law. I'm not an attorney. No, my godmother's a federal judge, but I'm not an attorney. But I just enjoy, reading, these legal documents and going through these cases. And it's very peculiar for someone who's sticking to their guns. They're not going to file a motion for dismissal to have, requested an extension, but you're taking off a week to start on a part 2 series of this. So I really hope, Candace take some time to think about what's going to happen through the course of this lawsuit. And YouTube is not court. And going to court is not like doing a YouTube video. That is a very serious matter. I don't think it should, be toyed around with. If you're going to take a week off, Candace, you need to make sure that your attorneys are able to file that response by 9/11 of 2025. The date is such a coincidence to me. But either way, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the Lady Luck Club. Consider becoming a member. And make sure you check out the description of this video for Dr. Squatch products. Yes, we are partnered with them, and I do receive a commission percentage of the sales of soap and toiletry products and lotions and all those things to help your young men in your lives smell good and feel fresh and clean. So get some Dr. Squatch soap products today. The products will be tagged. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And until the next one, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.